Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. I'm back with another informative video that is workout related. We're going to talk about 3 ways you can fix your squats and 3 common reasons why your squat might not be great. The squat is obviously a very important movement to be able to do efficiently and effectively and safely. It is a great exercise for lower body development and just full body fitness and function. It is one of the core movements that pretty much all humans should be able to do. There are 3 main reasons why your squat might not be up to par, and we're going to go over those today. But first, remember, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future informational videos, vlogs, giveaways, wink wink, or anything like that. And with all of that being said, let's jump into the video. So first, let's talk about what correct squat form looks like. And once you get this movement down, it will look smooth and simple, but there are a lot of different cues to remember. So let's start from the ground up. Your feet should be in a natural position for you. For most people, that's slightly wider than shoulder width apart, but play around with it and see what feels good. Your back should have a slight natural arch and your head and neck should be in line with your spine. And here I'm showing a high bar squat, so those bars should be resting on your traps, which are the muscles between your neck and your shoulders. Another thing is to always keep a firm grip of the bar at all times. Don't open your hands. And then during the actual squat, push your butt back and pull your knees forward. But keep in mind, the movement should be initiated by sinking the hips back as if you're sitting in a chair, and then everything else should be one fluid motion. At the bottom of each squat, you want your core, your glutes, and all your leg muscles all engaged to maintain that correct positioning all the way back up. Now, the first fix we're going to talk about pertains to something called knee valgus. Basically, what knee valgus is when your knees cave in toward the midline as you squat. And women are especially prone to this because of the way our hips and knees are set up in relationship to one another. That is called our Q angle, but that doesn't mean that we should allow it to happen. Knee valgus is really, really hard on your knees and all of the connective tissue around them, so it drastically increases your risk of injury if that's something that you are doing during your squat. Instead of your knees caving in, they should always be tracking over your toes. So the first thing we can do to fix knee valgus is to strengthen our ability to abduct or to force the knees outward. One way to practice this is by performing bodyweight squats with a band just above or below our knees, not right at the knees, and then with each rep, focus on pushing your knees out against the force of the band. As your glutes get stronger at this, use stronger bands so you can continue progressing. And as a bonus, ladies, building the outer portion of your glutes, called the gluteus medius, helps give you that nice round peachy shape that we're all after. So not only is this great for preventing injury, but it also has some nice booty sculpting properties as well. The other really common issue I see with people's squats is that their heels come up off the floor as they near the bottom of each rep, or they can't even quite reach parallel or below. And this is basically lack of dorsiflexion, which is your foot's ability to go toward your shin, if that makes sense. And that is no bueno because, again, it places a ton of pressure on your knees and connective tissues, and it also takes any hamstring tension away, which isn't a good thing because your hamstrings should be a power source helping you stand back up. So fixing the issue of your heels coming up off the floor is absolutely crucial for injury prevention and being able to make progress in your squat strength and technique. A quick fix for this problem is to place a small plate or wooden plank under your heels, and this alters your biomechanics a little bit and makes it easier to maintain proper form and reach that adequate squat depth. And even though this is a good short-term solution to help keep you safe and prevent injury, it's ideal to be able to squat properly with your feet flat on the floor, so I don't recommend just settling with this and not working on your form. So the inability to keep your heels on the floor can be caused by a few different issues. One of these is that your calves are really tight, and that's limiting their ability to stretch at the bottom of the squat. To help with this, you can start by foam rolling them, and you just pass over each area a few times, pausing on any tender or knotted areas until you feel a release. This probably won't feel comfortable, but it's so important. After that, you can stretch your calves by doing something like a wall stretch shown here. My mobility is pretty good, but you might have to start with a smaller stretch and work your way up. You can also rock back and forth slightly, but do each side for like 2 sets of at least 30 seconds each. And then, by the way, you want to make sure that you are nice and warm before doing this stuff. So maybe walk on the treadmill for like 5 to 10 minutes, get your blood flowing, and then do your stretching and everything. Another reason why your squat form is suffering is because you don't have acceptable hip mobility. So again, start with foam rolling all of the muscles around your hips, such as your glutes, quads, and hamstrings, and pass over each area a few times again. Pause in any place where you're tender or have a knot, and this is going to be painful, you guys, but you just have to try to stay relaxed and breathe through it, and it will pay off. Once you've foam rolled, you can move into some hip opening stretches like this one. This stretches your hip flexors and it feels so good. One thing that is really common is hip flexor tightness because a lot of us sit all day. And that just makes our hip flexors really tight and not so flexible. So this is a really good one. And one thing to keep in mind with this stretch is to make sure that your pelvis is in the right position. And my favorite cue for that is to think about pulling your belly button towards the ceiling. And that should essentially tuck your butt under a little bit. You can rock back and forth a little bit, but if you want a deeper stretch that includes your quad as well, you can also grab that back foot. That is kind of an advanced version, so don't push yourself to do it if it doesn't feel very good. Another way to improve your hip mobility, your dorsiflexion, and just your overall squat form is to practice just sitting in a deep squat for periods of time. This is something that I swear by because it helped me so much when I first realized that my form wasn't great. And after just holding still and settling into that full squat position, you can transfer your weight from side to side and work on your ankle mobility. You can practice arching and relaxing your lower back. You can practice activating and relaxing your glute medius and get that abduction action going. And then you can even do some reaches and help open your thoracic spine as well. So when you do this, just forewarning, you'll probably feel the muscles in your shins burning called your tibialis. And that is totally fine. Building those up will help with your squats too. Alright guys, that marks the end of this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it because I had a lot of fun making it and I hope that you found it helpful. Squats are something that every single person should be able to do safely and effectively and be able to progress in them. So if you took anything helpful away from this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button because I come out with informational videos all the time. Next up, we'll be doing a vlog and a giveaway for hitting 50K. Thank you guys so much for getting me there. I cannot wait to thank you with a bunch of prizes. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss that, and I will see you in the next one.